Hey everybody, this is the Piano Push Slider by DOM EDC or DOM EDC. This one came from AliExpress, and in fact it came from INS Works, who seem to have the most options, which I will give you a glimpse of here in a moment. This will be my second attempt at this video. The first time went almost 45 minutes, and I've got to cut it down, so we're going to see what we can do about that. Join me, won't you? So this is PEI or Ultim, and it is currently available in stainless steel or Ultim. It's actually, the stainless steel version has the Ultim interior, just a stainless steel shell, because these outer parts here are just a shell piece that come off. And that's also how you can get the different materials. Now, right now, only stainless steel and Ultim are available, but in this photo you can see there are a variety of materials, probably Zirc, probably one of the clown metals, and again I saw Ultim and stainless. Who knows what else is there, but those are the options. Finally, just a little tease is to show you all the different options. This is through INS Works, so I'm not trying to promote them, but they did come through for me on this, and I'll show you here in a second what came in the box. But yeah, they have a bunch of accessories for this, so you could build one from scratch and pick the pieces you want. Here is an image of all of the different accessories you can get, so we'll move on from there real quick, because I don't really do unboxings. But here is the container. It's an interesting tin, and you get this little certificate of authenticity. It looks like it was handwritten in here, PEI such and such, number 35, although I did not find any indication of a number on this. Either way, it's a nice touch. So is the container. It's kind of old school, back to the old spinner days when everything came in a tin. But look at all of these accessories. I've got different kind of springs, balls. I have 3 different kind of balls, 3 or 4 different types of springs, and a set of 8 spring caps that look like they're in stainless rather than brass. So that is an amazing amount of extras for a mechanical slider, so they get bonus points for that for sure. And of course, what I don't use on this, I'm sure I can use somewhere else. So big bonus on there. So I'm just going to compare it quickly to a few other ones, and then after that we'll just do the disassembly to show you how to change out the balls and springs, and then we'll be done. So it's a 3-level slider. It is partly hybrid, because depending on what inserts you have in here, it may or may not have some magnets. The middle piece has magnets no matter what, but depending on which texture plate you get, it may or may not have magnets. Instead, it would have screws. So I can't speak for that, but you can see it in that photo that's at the beginning where it shows a whole variety of different ones laid out there. You can see some of them have screws, some of them don't, some of them have magnets, some of them don't. And that's to assist it when it's coming back. It doesn't want to work all the time. See how it wants to extend like that? Unless you're in the habit of keeping something down here to block it, like your finger, then that'll never be an issue. If it is bothering you, you can just try flipping it over, and you might get it into an orientation that works a little bit better. If that doesn't work, flip it over this way. Either way, you'll find a nice way to hold it, since it slides in all directions. But if it does start sticking out funny like that for you, you can either put your finger down, like I said, to block it, or you can just try a different orientation. You got your USB. So we'll move on from there. Comparison. Closest thing I have is this Ultim 2-level. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-click slider, both directions. It has 2 springs and 2 sets of detents, just like this. But this being a 3-level, and this being, there's 2 different patterns available, 2 different texture plates available for this. One is sort of a standard, that's this one, and the other one's dense, so it has a lot more, it has more of a rippled effect. The divots are closer together. So this one is it's an 8-click. It's a little hard to do to get them individual clicks, but it's 4 clicks and then 4 clicks. I'll try to get that any better than I just did. Another one I already brought out, I think, close to it, relative-wise, would be the 01 EDC mechanical. If I hold it properly here, there we go, because this one only slides in one direction properly. The other direction, it doesn't go as far. So, yeah, this one has more of the dense pattern as opposed to the standard pattern. But I'm happy with what I got here. Size-wise, and lastly, everybody has a CP3, it seems. Here we go. There you go. So that's about it. We're going to go ahead and finish this up by taking it apart. You know what we need to do yet? Measurements and weights. We'll do that quickly. 45 millimeters tall, 27 millimeters wide, and 15 millimeters thick. Temperature, not temperature. Weight, about 21 grams. Now we'll take it apart. So to take this one apart, you just extend it out so you can get access to this little screw on the inside. Black screw. What I found was a PH1 or Phillips number 1 has the best tip to fit that black screw. And if you don't know, just find one that doesn't wiggle when you get it down in there. And that's important just because it's a Phillips. If you use one that's too small, you're likely to strip things. So that one fits nice. Unscrew it. Now see, the magnets interfere a little bit here and they want to hold on to that and cause trouble for me. So I use my trusty tweezers. There, we've taken out the screw. Now all this time I'm gently applying pressure in this direction just so nothing comes apart on me. But it doesn't really matter at this point. Right now I can lift this off. Now this is something, don't rush into this. You cannot just lift this cover right off. You notice it wants to lift off on one side but not the other side? That's because of this dovetail feature. So you have to lift it up on this side and then slide it everything back in this direction. So lift it up and then slide everything back and it'll come off. And just in the opposite direction, when you want to put this back on, you can't just put it on this way because you see it interferes over here. You have to bring this in, get that dovetail lined up, and then slide it up the whole way, and then it will close. Very important part. If you pull it out here, if you start yanking on this, you're going to split this piece right down the middle, or you're going to break a piece down here somewhere and ruin it. So there's how you take that part off. Now there's 2 springs and 2 balls under pressure right here and here. I'm going to put my thumb over top of that while I gently take this top plate off. Keep the balls from flying anywhere. And then, there, both of them fell out. So I've got the nylon balls. It came with glass balls. I took those out. I put the nylon balls in. Actually, I tried the stainless steel balls first and then the nylons. The glass ones were the sharpest. The stainless steel ones felt nice. Kind of, I like stainless with synthetics, I think. And these nylon ones were not as soft as I thought they were going to be. So softer springs would make these a lot softer because it's still fairly loud even with these nylon. I thought putting the nylon ones in would really quiet it up, but it didn't do that much. And of all those extras that we have, the springs, none of the springs are of any lesser of a strength than this. So I'll have to find other springs to try that out, but I'm happy with what I have right here. This is a pretty good setup. But a lot of those springs are thicker gauge, stronger springs, and you have the combination of using those with these with those little spring caps, and those of course would add a little bit more force to it. So you can probably make this an awful lot louder. The issue would be making it a little bit quieter. Like I said, I think you need to get your own springs that are a little bit less springy than the ones that came with it. Or you could always cut some springs down to size if it suited you. push those both down in, and then slide this plate back over top of it. Now it's clicked a few times. Now the balls are captured again, and I have access to that little hole on the inside. I can put this back on, but remember, it doesn't just go straight back on. This side's sticking up, it won't go down. You have to approach it back here, get the dovetail lined up with this piece, this dovetail here. Line it up, and then it will slide over, and then it will close. Okay. Now try put the. No, you know what worked better last time was just putting it on the end of my driver. Again, that's why it's nice to have a bit that fits really, really nice. Because this magnet here wants to interfere and steal it from me. Okay. And I didn't mention it, I don't think this time, but there is a washer. You have to be careful not to lose that washer. There's the screw and a washer. And the washer prevents the screw from being tightened down too far. You just want to snug it in. Don't go cranking it down or you'll break the plastic or break the threads. But I think that just about covers it, and I can really break this down from 45 minutes to hopefully under 10. What do I think overall? I think that this part is going to bug some people. Let me try to find it so that it does that for me now. The fact that it slides out like that sometimes. And maybe I didn't mention it before, one of the reasons this one doesn't do that, it's controllable because I can squeeze it from the sides. When this one is closed, you still have access, that middle piece, you still can touch that middle piece from the outside out here. And that helps me grip it from the sides and slow things down manually. The problem with this one, it's not a problem, it's just a design difference, is that you don't have access to that middle piece at all. So no matter how much you grip it on the outside, it can still slide out on you like that. And again, you can put your finger down there, and it's never going to happen. You'll stop it for the most part. Those magnets help. Or just try flipping it over and see if that does the trick. If that doesn't do it, flip it over this way. Eventually, you'll find a way that that won't do that. And that's a minor inconvenience, I think. So it's really cool for, especially with all the different balls and springs and spring caps that they give you. Big plus. I've always complained about that. So DOM, or DOM, EDC, the piano push slider. If you search for piano push slider on AliExpress, you will find this in a few different stores. Like I said, I don't try to promote stores at all, but INS Works is the store that's where you should go to watch the videos on this. That's where I got the screen cap that I showed you. There was also another little interesting feature that I don't think I showed you at the beginning of the video. I can show it to you now, and that would be the magnetic attachment here. But nobody's selling that right now, and I wouldn't buy it anyhow, I don't think, because this was expensive enough as it is, and I'm interested in the mechanical aspect. So that's it, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.